made me wait a whole hour. A whole hour.
It started with the penis part.
Y'all ain't ready for this one. They ain't ready. DME and Branzo.
Oops, I'm
For what?
Nah, everybody watch your mouth.
All right, watch your mouth. Right. All right. So after that, man. Okay. So let's rewind a little bit. JIMZ and Tech 9. Let's talk about that. You know, since we're
you guys talk about it. I'm gonna ask a bunch of questions because my stance on this battle was clear.
Okay. All right. I thought it was better than I expected.
Okay.
And again, Joel, you didn't see this?
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, you saw? Okay. I thought it was
saw
better
it
than expected.
I saw it at the drive-in.
At the what?
Driving. Yeah, I'll leave that there.
It was family night at the drive-in.
Oh, family night. I thought you was getting some neck at the drive-in while you was watching the battle.
Like old Red, like John. But anyways. All right. So the first round. Okay, first of all,
There's kids there though, family eating ice cream. I was watching battles.
Tech 9's wearing his champion.
So you wasn't getting no head.
Right. No head was happening. But Tech 9 was wearing his champion shoe, which I thought was kind of awesome and hot. I don't know if I could have done that, you know.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
Wearing his champion shoe, just like he was on Champion. That's how he came out to the battle. I didn't think he was going to do that.
That is smart.
Yeah.
That is smart. I'm telling you right now, that is smart. That's playing to the fucking crowd. He is playing to the audience. And Tech 9 is doing what Tech 9 does, and that is entertain. That is smart.
Good. Oh, yeah. First, I thought they had a fire face-off. That was the best face-off of the night, the prior night. All right. And honestly, I haven't seen every battle. I think I just missed one or two. I think this battle, maybe we'll talk about the Chef Trez Mr. Wavy in a minute. Might have been one of the better battles of the night. And I was surprised by it because, you know, this could have went either way. It could have been great, trash, or how it came. I think it was a little bit in the middle, a little bit above average. So I thought, and I don't know if I'm right or not, the first round was the most debatable round. I thought the other two rounds were clear. I edged it to JIMZ, but mind you, it's one watch, so my one watches aren't the best, especially for me. And so
you got a baggy hat. The back of your hat is baggy.
It has to. But I edged the first round to JIMZ, but I thought Tech 9 was really good. I mean, I ain't mad if you edged that round to Tech 9 either. I thought the second round was clear for Tech 9. However, I did have an issue with all his props that he had in the second round. This guy, he pulled out two or three props of pictures. You know how Disaster brought out the math thing, and even recently, who did it? Snake Eyes did it to math again. Whoever, somebody brought out the picture.
DME a whole decade.
A whole decade. So he brought out a picture of JIMZ standing there after he got popped, and he's looking at the guy who set him up. But it was a painting of it, right? Which is actually pretty cool. They took the picture and made it a painting, right? And I would have liked it. Then the second picture was when Goods is hitting him, and it's a painting as well. It's like right when he's right? But it was hilarious. It was funny. However, it took Tech 9 way too long to set it up. The crowd was going crazy at first. Then the girl's holding it up, and he's telling the crowd, hold it down. And so the girl thought she's talking to him. She puts it down. He's like, no, I was talking about the crowd. You hold it up. All right? It was pretty funny. But
the entourage was getting a little extra, too.
Tech 9's entourage was real extra. Now, here I'm going to tell this to Tech 9, too.
Hold on, guys. But you know that's what ruined. That's why that Cortez and Tech 9 never came out, right?
Entourage? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
even Smack has said it. Cortez, one day was tweeting about it, and Tech 9 agreed with him, and that both their entourages got out of hand. But it started with Tech 9. It's the dude who's always with Tech 9, allegedly, who started all the shit for the Cortez battle. But go ahead.
But JIMZ also checked them on that too.
Yeah. So the entourage was being a little bit extra. Now Tech 9 was talking a lot during JIMZ's rounds. All right. And then so when JIMZ kind of bumped Tech 9 at a point. And then they got into a little bit of a shoving match. And JIMZ was like, bro, you've been talking through my rounds the whole night, bro. It's like, what's up? And then they kind of in the entourage got a little bit extra, but they calmed it down. You know, it was just teetering there a little bit. I thought maybe it was going to go. And then JIMZ is sitting there saying, I'm ready to make up for the Goods battle. I'm ready to make up for it. All right, relax. And then you kind of made up for it, you know, but nobody's, it was wrong. But, I thought the second round was clear, even though I thought Tech 9, he took about over a minute with these props, and there was a lot of dead time trying to get it all together. But after the prop situation, I thought Tech had a great end of the round, and I thought that second round was Jim's weakest. But I think the third round, I love by JIMZ. It was very personal. He put it all together real well. So I gave that third round clear to JIMZ, second round clear to Tech 9, first round debatable. Edge to JIMZ. So 2-1 maybe either way, but I'm siding a little bit more with JIMZ. On only one watch, though. I could change my mind if I watched it again. What do you think, Vidruel?
Yeah, I gave it 2-1 edge for JIMZ. I thought the first round.
My bad.
What'd you say?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The first round, I thought it took Tech 9 a little bit to, even though he came off with a great start and had the room chanting his opening bars and stuff like that, vintage. The bars themselves, it took me a minute to register Tech 9 again as a battle rapper, because we're used to seeing him as media.
Good point.
For media seat. So, it took a while for me to warm up to that, and I thought he had a great first. Nothing too crazy. I thought just JIMZ had I thought he started really good, and I just liked his bars a little better. I thought he was more believable to me off the jump because of that discrepancy of the commentary. And we're used to seeing JIMZ more often too. So the second round, Tech had a long round. I think they said it was like 9 minutes on that round.
That's what I didn't watch it, but that's what I was hearing, that he had 9 to 10 minute rounds.
Props took 3-4 minutes,
Yeah, once the props came out, and then by the second prop, his entourage had the prop up, and they couldn't hold it up still. That's why it took a little time to get that rolling. They had to give it to the ring girl because the ring girl could hold it up and wasn't shouting as much. And the entourage had an issue with just being able to hold it up. They had to be extra with it, not really holding it up. Just talking. I didn't like the props. It worked out. It worked out for him. And the props, they weren't just plain pictures. They did have flair to them and such. So some points there. But overall, I thought when I saw the posters come out in the pictures, I'm like, come on, man, we're seeing this too much. This isn't even breakthrough anymore. I was like, oh, not the posters again, So it felt a little dated in that sense. But in comparison to JIMZ round, I just thought that was JIMZ's weakest round. So I don't think JIMZ really had an impactful round. So because of that, even though I didn't really like Tech 9's round with all that going on, I give it to Tech because I just wasn't feeling JIMZ round.
Do you think Tech really heated up after the props, though? I thought he really heated up after the props.
Yeah. I thought the props were like the weakest point. I think he made his point on when he brought out the props and what he intended to do, but that wasn't the better part of it. I think it was like the second half once he started cooking. But it was much better than JIMZ's rounds. In the third round, I think Tech didn't really have much stand out to me. I just thought JIMZ had a much cleaner round, much better. It was more aggressive. JIMZ got the check. He did check the entourage, so it showed him like a little bit more commanding on that stage. A little bit, he just took a hold of it a lot better than Tech. I felt, it was a real close battle. It was 2-1 either way. You're right, that first is debatable. I give JIMZ the first and the third, but the first is barely by a hair. The second, it was just material-wise. JIMZ didn't have anything. Tech had a much better round. And third, I think JIMZ had a better round.
Even Tech, hold on one second. Even Tech said that in the third round, he's like, he was giving JIMZ props. Yeah, this is what I like. You're finally heating up. This is what I like because I really, really, really like JIMZ's third round a lot. Like
he said he liked what?
JIMZ's third round a lot.
What you said? Tech said.
Tech, when JIMZ was doing his round, Tech was like, I like this. Like this is what you finally heating up, JIMZ. Finally, you giving me something. You know, so even Tech admitted that round was fire. Like, kind of, he liked it because, me too. It was real personal. You know, and I think JIMZ, the whole battle for JIMZ was personal. He's going through everything that's been happening, and it was all personal. So that's all it was. So
he threw a shot. He threw a shot at QP too. At
they
the
beat
end.
up. I don't know why he did. Maybe they're gonna battle.
It was the end of the second round.
Yeah. And I know they made up. They both said that.
Yeah, so it was like 4 or 6 bars at QP.
That reminds me.
So I don't know whether he's still fishing for that battle because of that.
No battle. So what do you think after everything we said? Like, I'm sure you heard some stuff on Twitter. What's been going on about the battle?
Well, I'm honestly seeing way more JIMZ won than Tech. I honestly, and this is me, like, I don't follow many battle rappers. I find when I follow them that a lot of them end up disappointing me. They're fucking corny. That's just the truth. So I don't follow Tech, and from what I heard, Tech was only retweeting people saying he won. I've seen some of the JIMZ. No. They do. I'm just saying that I saw JIMZ was retweeting good and bad.
Was he?
Huh?
Okay, I don't follow their tweets like that, so I didn't know.
Yeah, no, because you got to remember, I didn't get to start, and Visuel noticed, I didn't get on Twitter till maybe like fucking 8, 9 o'clock at night. And that's when I didn't even know the fight happened. And then Visuel even told me, like, yo, where the hell you been? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, man, I've been out with my family. Like, I was out food shopping for my kids. You know, I was doing all that. So I wasn't even looking at Twitter. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then but I was seeing just some, you know, people using hashtags. Like sometimes I try to look at shit looking at hashtags. So you see a whole, you know, a flow of what people are saying and so on and so forth. And the consensus that I got, if I had to put it together, it seemed like it was like a good 85 to 90% of people said it was JIMZ who won.
Really?
People are saying 2-1. I see about almost everybody saying the first and the third. There were some people who were debating that second. But the majority of people I saw said first and third. But I didn't see the battle. I don't know. I wasn't interested in the card. And once I saw 2 battle rappers say they don't give a fuck, then you're not getting my money. The other thing was, I just want to point out something that Visuel said. Visuel said, like, the pictures seemed a little dated. Like, and I agree with Visuel that props in general sometimes are dated, but it all depends how you do it. Like, if he took too long with the setups, then that's whack. But I did see an interview with JIMZ himself saying, he even tweeted it, he felt like that second round that Tech had him on the ropes. So he never said he lost the second round, but he's like, yo, that second round, Tech had me on the ropes. And what I do want to say, talking about what Visuel said, was, yeah, that shit might be dated, but I do like if it's, you know, you guys told me he came out with what looked like paintings. Now, if you guys don't know, you could go to a Michael's or one of these big art shops.
Do it on my phone.
Huh?
I can do it on my phone.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is you can actually go and get posters made of a picture, and they do some shit where it looks like it's painted, but it don't look. They can actually scale it to whatever size you want without it looking warped and fucked up. So the point I'm saying is, if that's the way that Tech did it, it's still showing some creativity because it wasn't like he did it like a work of art. Like, I don't know if everybody's just catching that. Like, the purpose was for you to look at it like JIMZ getting his ass kicked was a work of art. Like, you know, that's fire to me. But again, I didn't watch the battle, so I don't know. I'm going to take your word. You said the setups were too long. I hate when people's setups are too long. But I do want to point out, the greatest person to ever pull out pictures in a battle ever was O-Red. O-Red was the first person that I could remember who did it, and he did it against Rosenberg. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and check it out. O-Red versus Rosenberg Raw. I don't even want to give away the pictures. I want you to go watch that battle and check it out. O-Red was the first one I ever seen did it, and to this day, I don't think anybody has done it and set it up in the way that O-Red did. And I just want to point that out.
And just for reference, you know, URL does polls and stuff, and I know, so 1,200 people voted, and I bet you about 1,000 of them didn't watch the battle. And Tech, I'm for real, there's no way. So Tech 9, 2-1 is 48%, JIMZ 2-1, 34%, Tech 9 3-0, 13%, and JIMZ 305%. So, but most of the people that I follow that were tweeting about it, and maybe they watched it, I don't know, we're saying 2-1 JIMZ. I would say about 80% 2-1 JIMZ. But, you know, URL poll people probably don't like JIMZ, so that's probably what happened.
Well, there's a lot of people who, because there are people out there who kept saying it, ever since the JIMZ and Goods thing, JIMZ gets 3-0 at all his battles, like saying they don't care. Like, I say funny shit like that. I say shit like that, joking around. I don't ever do it seriously, but you guys know I say shit like that. Like, somebody could show up with a fucked up haircut or outfit or something, and jokingly I'll be like, oh, he lost 3-0. Like, you know, but that's just joking. I would never vote that on a poll. But I've seen people saying dumb shit like that. Oh, I don't care if JIMZ came with 3 great rounds, he still got punched by Good, so Tech 3-0. And I'm like, like, you know.
The battle exceeded my expectations for that battle.
That's always dope.
I was happy with it. All right, so let's move on.